Welcome to Big Boy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in crypto. If you like money in crypto, then make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you want to go deeper into crypto, make sure to check out bitlabacademy.com. Coming to you Sunday drive video. I haven't done one of these in a while, where I drive to church and tell you what's going on in the crypto markets. And guys, today I want to do a very special video where I'm going to explain to you what it feels like to lose $10 million. That's correct. Now, here's the thing. Some people would tell you that there is a difference between realized and unrealized gains, and they would be absolutely correct. We'll talk about that in a bit. But I think the message that I want to give you guys today is one of patience. And I'm going to give you an example of one of the greatest, returning projects in history when it comes to patience. And this example is so powerful because it's going to explain to you the power of investing over time and hodling, if that's your strategy, and how you could have turned $1,000 into 1.5 million very easily. Actually, just by doing nothing, you could have been able to do it. So here we go, guys. So this morning, I checked out my portfolio. You guys know we show the portfolio from time to time on the channel. We like to do that. I generally like to do it when it's going in a positive direction, not in a negative direction. So this morning, I'm going to give you the numbers. We woke up this morning. I say we. I woke up, with my wife. But I woke up and checked out my portfolio. It is my anniversary today, by the way. And I opened the portfolio and I looked, and the number is $26 million. And that's a lot of money. There's no question about it. It feels good. Especially when I would check the portfolio and, in years past, several years ago, and there was basically nothing in there. So it definitely feels really great. However, what I would tell you is this: the peak of my portfolio would have been in the middle of November, right before Bitcoin crashed, when Bitcoin was at all-time highs or thereabouts. Altcoins were pumping. My number was at $36 million. Now, this morning, 26 million. A few weeks ago, 36 million. That is a loss of $10 million. Now, here's the thing. There's a difference between a realized gain and an unrealized gain. A realized gain or loss, or unrealized loss, is when you pull your money out of the market. While it sits within the market and fluctuates with volatility, sometimes without a lot of volatility, those are called unrealized gains and losses. But when you pull the money out of the market, that is called a realized loss or a realized gain, because you put the money in and now you pulled the money out. What is your total? What is the money sitting at today? So when you look at the fluctuation within your portfolio, unless you pull the money out, that's unrealized. So I have an unrealized loss right now of $10 million. So the thing is how can I stomach that? Well, it's like I tell you guys all the time. Don't get too high when your numbers are up. Don't get too low when your numbers are down. When I had $36 million, if I felt like I was on top of the world and I was conquering everything and everything was great, and, what am I going to do with this money? Am I going to go buy a yacht? Am I going to buy a private jet? Whatever the case may be. I don't know how much any of those things cost. I think average yacht's like $7 million, but no idea how much a plane costs. Maybe 2 million, maybe 100 million. No idea. And I were planning what I were going to do with that money, then I would be in a bad spot when it dropped that much. But to me, looking at the numbers is just that. They're like looking at video game points almost, because I'm not pulling them out. It's not really a value to me until I pull the money out. And that's how I can stomach a giant loss like that and not really be that concerned about it, because to be honest with you, I'm really not. Now, what is the key to this? The key is patience. Now, if we were, let's say, I said if the price of Bitcoin went below $40,000, we were going to sell off big chunks, and that is true if that did happen, because I feel like it would probably drop more. The thing is, you got to have a plan. You got to be patient, and you got to have a plan. So that is my plan. I'm going to stick to that plan and hopefully be patient enough to wait for the price of Bitcoin to go back up whenever it goes back up. Obviously, this year has not played out like we thought. If you had told me at the beginning of the year that Bitcoin was not even going to hit $100,000 by the end of the year, I would have been totally shocked. Later on in the year, I got confirmation these numbers should be coming, and unfortunately, they have not panned out, at least to this moment, and unlikely to pan out in the next couple of weeks, at least to a six-figure peak. I would have told you were crazy if you said it wasn't going to get to $100,000. I believed with everything in my spirit, with everything in my being, that it was going to, and it obviously hasn't. But that doesn't mean you can't make, and this is a very important lesson for you guys, you can't make 100% of your crypto plan based on crypto predictions. People love crypto predictions. Our most requested videos, our most viewed videos, predictions and top coins and things like that. But when you actually get to these moments in time where things get tough, you have to take all of your information, all your research into consideration when you make these types of decisions to sell or to not sell. Where we're at right now, we do not feel it's beneficial to sell. We still believe that the price of Bitcoin is going to go up, but we have a plan if it goes down, and that's important. One of the greatest examples of how patience can pay off, I saw in a TikTok video last night. I've tried to find it. I can't find it again. It was an Asian gentleman who made this video talking about Dogecoin, talking about how if you had invested $1,000 in 2014 when Dogecoin began, by the end of 2015, you would have had like $500. These numbers are approximate. By the end of 2016, you would have had like $400 or $500. By the end of 2017, you would have had $20,000. If you held till the next year in 2018, you would have had about $4,000 or $5,000. Nothing happened the next year, so by the end of 2019, you would have had $4,000 or $5,000. By the end of 2020, you would have had $25,000. At the peak of Dogecoin this year, that $1,000 would have been worth $1.5 million. Imagine, $1.5 million. So think about this process on this guy's journey if he did not realize those gains until the end, or any person. That guy probably didn't do this. But he would have felt like, oh my gosh, I lost $500. I lost half my money. But if he just would have kept it in there, if he just would have kept it in, it would have grown over time. Too much in crypto, we have a recency bias. We tend to believe that, whatever is happening this month is the most important thing. But oftentimes we look back over long periods of time and we view them in chunks, like a bear market or a bull market, or the peak of 2017, or the bear market bottom with the hash wars in 2018. And they go by real slow when you're in them. When you look back, they're very quick. And this time where we are down, we're really at a pivotal time that's going to determine whether or not we're heading into a bear market or a bull market in the short term, continuing a bull market or heading into a bear market. So this is a very pivotal time. And what you do with your money right now is extremely important. So I really implore everyone to have a plan. Don't just wake up day to day. You may have to change your plan, and that's okay if you have to change it. But you need to be in a position where you can make the best, decision with your portfolio at all times. And it doesn't have to be optimal. People think all the time, like, if I only sell the very top or buy the very bottom, it's just percentages, it's ranges. If you can get within 20 to 30% of either one of those points, you're going to do really, really well. Right now, we are more than 20% away from the top, more than 30% away from the top, I believe, maybe about the 30% range, somewhere thereabouts. So because of that, maybe we missed that range. Maybe we did, but we think there might be more upside. So we'll have to see what happens here. But I want to know, what is the biggest unrealized loss that you've looked at in your portfolio? The pros know the unrealized gains and the unrealized losses. They're really not worth much. They can be some shock values sometimes, but it's really more important when you get those realized losses and those realized gains. What at the end of the day does your portfolio look like? So drop those down below. I want to know what's the craziest thing you woke up to. And that's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.